Okay, guys, now I know this is gonna be a far-fetched story, but I had this on my mind forever. So, what if the scene? What if it started with this guy and he's in a wife beater, right? Because he's like cool, and he goes to this payphone underneath a bridge, and then he calls himself in the bank, and then he's in the bank, right? And he's just working, and then he picks up the phone, and then these guys come in, and they're like, "I'm in the ghetto, ratatata," and everybody they go to the ground because they're scared, and then they're just holding up the bank, right? And then they steal the money, and then this guy at the bank that's also the guy at the payphone, and then and then he looks at the girl that he likes, right? And then he's like, dude, take off your shoes, man. And then he sees this guy, he has a gun, and he takes it. And he doesn't shoot people. He just looks at them. And then the guy shoots at him. He misses though because like they're stormtroopers and they got glasses and stuff. And even though they're like 10 feet or like even just 5 feet away, they can't shoot him. And then they just run out. They just run out of the building. And then when they run out of the building, he raises his hand up, and the cops start shooting him for some reason. And then they run away, and they run away, right? And then the cops start chasing them for some reason, even though they're not the bank robbers. And then they come up to this car, right? That Val is about to drive, and he's like, "Dude, okay, just wait here." And then and then instead of telling people what happened or why he's innocent, he just goes steals his car, dude. He's and like Grand Theft Auto, he just starts driving around, dude. And then and then he does some Tokyo drift, and the cops start chasing him, and then he goes on the bridge, dude, and then he gets chased by the one cop right now, and then after a while, all the cops start chasing him, and then they're on this like really long hallway, and then all the cops, and then they have five helicopters, and then there's this homeless guy, and he just buy like a barrel, and he starts rapping, and then this helicopter, it gets really close to the ground, and then the cops come from the other side of the highway. And then the cops, they start getting serious and they pull the shotgun out and they start shooting at him, right? And then he starts swerving because he's got to do some Fast and Furious, and he goes straight, he going run straight in the cops. He turns around and then and then he kills everybody. He kills all the cops because he turns around, dude. And then he keeps driving, and then and then he and then he passes a homeless guy, and he goes to the bridge, and then the car explodes. It explodes, dude, and he takes off his shirt, and he goes to the payphone, and he calls himself at the bank. Oh my god. You know what, guys? I'm sorry. I think I just got high on life for a second, and I don't know, dude. Like, I'm sorry that that ridiculous idea would possibly never happen. I'm sorry for wasting your guys' time.